Hi everybody. First and foremost, I want to go ahead and apologize right now before you dive into the episode. I have spent the last 2 hours since recording this podcast trying to take out the background noise. It's all throughout the video. I am so sorry about that. For now on, the videos are going to be done in my garage where absolutely no noise can take place. But you're going to hear a lot of yapping from the dogs, a lot of clawing, a lot of whining. I am so sorry because it's very annoying. It's very annoying, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I have downloaded 6 apps, all with the guarantee from Google saying that you can get rid of background noise, but it doesn't work. So I'm very sorry. I'm waving my white flag. I'm over it. I can't figure it out. So I understand if you get annoyed and you don't want to hear it anymore, but the message that's in this podcast is really good. So if you can just tune out the annoyance from the dogs, I hope that this message will help you. So we're going to go ahead and dive on into the podcast, and I hope you guys have a great and wonderful week. And remember to stay strong and take heart and be a Psalm 31 woman. Enjoy. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Today, I actually have a very special guest, my friend Kelly. She actually is a coach at my CrossFit gym, and our friendship just kind of escalated from there.
Yeah.
Me and one other girl, shout out to Nat, did 75 hard together, and that's whenever our friendship kind of just blossomed. I guess whenever you struggle and are tortured,
It's easier to suffer for somebody.
yeah. So anyway, so today's topic is actually a little bit it hits the heart in a different way. A few weeks ago on my podcast page on Instagram, I actually asked for some recommendations of topics for us to discuss, and somebody recommended that we talk about how to deal with loss of loved ones during the holidays. So I immediately thought of Kelly because she, along with myself, we lost people that we care deeply about, and as we're into the week of Christmas, I figured this was probably going to be the best time to talk about that. Because I feel like many people are dealing with this right now, and it's probably their first holiday having to deal with the loss of a loved one. So I'm going to hand it over to Kelly and just kind of talk briefly about some of the things that you've had to deal with and like who it was that you lost in your life. And
yeah. So I actually lost my dad 5 years ago in November. So this is our 5th Christmas without him, our 5th New Year's. His birthday's coming up in January, and so my family, we celebrate his death day anniversary and then his birthday, and we'll go to his favorite restaurant and just kind of all hang out together. But I recently, I guess, about a year and a half ago, lost my grandmother. And so she was my dad's mom. And so that basically whole side of the family, and we'll get into it a little bit later, but we pretty much don't get together anymore. So it's very different for holidays. But yeah. That's who I lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do the traditions go now for Christmas or even family events or whatever? How does that look like for you guys now?
Well, growing up, we used to go to my grandma's house. And now so since my dad died, so it's been 5 years that we have not gotten together for Christmas at my grandma's house. Yeah.
Just because of family feuds, or?
I mean, I think there's a number of things, but essentially my dad was kind of the one that was gung-ho and was just everyone's getting together. Yeah. And he's oh, we're gonna do Thanksgiving at this time and I'm gonna bring this, and he was just kind of the one that everyone wanted to get together and be with. And after he died, I think everyone was just kind of like, and also too, like, all of the cousins that they're all, you know, we're all getting older. We all have our own families. We all have extended families. And so I think like maybe this sounds like bad, but it was just like one less family gathering that like we had to go and like plan for and cook for and like reserve time. And it was just kind of like, oh, well, now we only have to go to 6 Christmases instead of 7, you know, type of thing. But yeah, we don't really get together anymore. So now it's just kind of blending my husband's family and my family and like what we're trying to do like new traditions.
That's how it is with my family. So my grandma, she passed away this year in September, and so all the first are thankfully getting out of the way, I guess. But
right away,
she was the glue, like how your dad was. She was the glue. Christmas was her thing. So I'm looking forward to, and kind of like, I guess, anxious for lack of better words, to see how that's gonna go. But
are all getting together at your house? Okay.
Yeah, my grandpa, he was very adamant about that. Like, he wanted to keep. This year we did Thanksgiving in Oklahoma, which was a first for us. We've never done that before, but it was really, really nice. But he was very adamant that Christmas was going to stay at their house, and everyone was going to, whoever can come is going to come. So we'll see if traditions can stay the same or not.
I feel like that's going to be so hard because I have not done holidays without, you know, my dad or my grandmother. So there wasn't like the empty space in the room, you know? And I feel like that's going to be interesting.
That chair is going to be empty. So it's it's very weird to think about, but you know, it's going to, and that's what all of our hope is going to be towards, or be, I guess, we're going to try to channel the positive, you know what I mean?
I feel like, though, this Christmas will be one to remember. Like, I feel like you really kind of, once you go through the loss of someone, especially someone that holds a full family together, that you really kind of lean into the reason for the season. And like, it just kind of makes the time that you do get to spend with your family that much more special.
That's
it'll be good.
That's what our hope for sure. That's beautifully said too. But I guess, so after all that happened in your family with your dad and everything, how did you specifically cope? Because I know everyone like copes differently and like their stages of grieving and all that, but I guess, how did you specifically deal with things?
I feel like everyone like, grief is different for everybody. And also different in every season of life. So I mean, the grief that I had 5 years ago wasn't any easier or harder than it is today. And it's different. So
like, you kind of learn a new routine and a new way to live, I guess.
Right. And so then, like, when you do, cause for me, I'm not grieving every day, where I was when it happened. But for me now, when I think about my dad, it's more of like, oh, I want to share, you know, a memory, or, oh, he said this, or, oh, he used to do this, or, oh, he really liked this soda. And so, like, I feel like, because he's gone, for me to like keep him alive is like to share all of these memories and think like different little things that come up with my husband, who had never met him, and then with my kids who they don't know him. And I think for me, the grieving during the holidays comes from like me being sad that he's not here to watch my kids grow up, and like they don't get to have like the Christmas with him, and like he's just not, I don't know how to explain it.
Well, because you got to experience that with your
right.
grandparents, and
yes.
you want, of course, as a mom, you want the same thing for your grandkids.
And like, just, he's not there to watch them grow. He's not there to watch me grow, or like me, you know, be a mom on Christmas, mm-hmm. and me, you know, be a wife, and like for me to host Christmas at my house with my husband, and like he can't come and do that with us. And so like for me, that's really the hard part of the season, mm-hmm. is like, well, his absence. And
you have that reminder during the holidays, especially. Mm-hmm. Is it, I'm sure it's the same thing whenever his birthday comes around and any type of family event too.
Yeah. We just kind of, well, for his birthday, like I said earlier, we like to go, and we still celebrate his birthday, and we, you know,
I love that.
Go to he used to go to this restaurant over by our house, and we'd order a whole bunch of food, and we'd all just sit around and talk and hang out. And I think the waitress who used to wait on him all the time, like he was her regular, she still works there, and she like recognizes us when we come in. And
that's such an awesome way to keep them alive too, though. Like it's I love going down memory lane, mm-hmm. and like reminiscing over the fun times. And I like how organic it is, because mm-hmm. it's not like you just sit around and plan to have those conversations. They just kind of happen. Yeah. And I can't help but to feel like that's them saying, hey, I'm right here. You mm-hmm. know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I love those moments. But it's such a bonding experience too.
No, I agree.
So
yeah, definitely I feel like my family was never like super close, but I feel like, and like tragically, that death kind of brings people closer together, because mm-hmm. we realize like we don't have the time. So my relationship with my mom has gotten a lot better since my dad has passed.
Oh, that's good.
And so we spend a lot more time together, and like really, really, me, my brother, and my mom are just so close.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're like my best friends.
It's crazy how, I mean, it sucks that it takes an experience like this, mm-hmm. but I mean, I find that to be true with so many different families. And I mean, even if it's not like a grandparent or a parent, it could be just to be a loss of a friend or whatever, but like you have that instant memory or that instant thought, like, okay, I need to actually care for my relationships. Yes. I need to actually put the effort. Yeah, because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So I think it sucks that we have to have that reminder through these experiences, but you know, I guess it has to.
Yeah,
has to happen. Agree. I guess, I don't know. But on that note, what's a core memory that you specifically, individually like to cling to, just to keep you out of like, I guess, any darkness that can come with that? Because, so I have a family member who, well, I won't get into the specifics, but she had lost someone very, very close to her. And she went through like this very, very dark time. And it almost consumed her to the point where she couldn't climb out. She couldn't climb out of the hole that she was digging herself into. And it wasn't until about recently that she just started, I guess, putting herself back out there. Mm-hmm. And now she's able to remember all the good things that happened in her life, to where she can actually relate those good moments and remember that people are good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like it's such a personality thing for me. Don't get me wrong, I love being a Debbie Downer, but I feel like just, you know, that every time you see me, like, I am high spirits and I'm like high energy.
The cheerleader of the
I'm
gym.
Just like, and so for me, if I'm having an off day, I feel like the energy that I put out kind of brings everyone else down. And I feel like I kind of control an atmosphere around me. Like I control it everywhere I go, in my house, anyone else's house, at the gym. And so I feel uncomfortable if like other people can like tell I'm off.
you can tell.
Yeah, and it's
so
very,
much.
very strong.
Yeah.
And so man, I don't know. I just feel like I'm just a naturally like high energy person, and so like I just kind of keep that energy around my life, and especially like for my kids, like I don't want them to come home and I'm like,
oh man, that's like a whole different weight.
Yeah, and I feel like too, I like pass my energy off, and so I notice that if I'm having a hard day, and I'm quiet and reserved, then I would pass that off to my husband or to my kids, and like, I don't want that. So I just kind of try to be really, really positive, and when I am sad, everyone, you know, lets me have my space, and I'll like go sit in my bed and watch a movie or like watch a TV show or something like that. But
have some self-care.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely like a personality thing. Like I don't feel like I hold on to like a sad energy for a really long time. I kind of like embrace it and let it like wash over me, and know that it's part of healing, and we're all gonna have hard days or hard weeks. But then I just kind of like, okay, like that's part of grieving. Like it just comes in waves and cycles and stuff. But definitely like something that I cling to is definitely like my childhood. My dad was like life of the party. I mean, he was also just big energy and laughing, and like would play tricks on people and pranks, and like he wanted everyone to laugh all the time, and was like
a giant kid.
Yeah, he would like hide from, we had a house growing up in Galveston, and he would invite all of his friends down, and we'd have like bonfires, and we'd, you know, spend the whole weekend down there on the boat and go into the beach and inner tubing and just like all of the stuff. But he would hide from his friends, and then like when they least expected it, he would like jump out, or he'd, like throw a rope that
give
looked like
people
a
heart
snake.
attack.
Yes, and just he loved that, and so I just love that about my dad, and like I feel like I get that bubbly, like high energy from him.
You're definitely bubbly. It's very rare to find you in a foul mood. Like I don't know if I've ever seen that in you. I mean, I've seen you like exhausted from the workout, but other than that,
no. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot for me to get into a bad mood.
Well, and that's good.
Yeah,
that's really good. But like whenever my grandma died, I remember, because there was just so much that happened in such a short amount of time, and I was not myself for a while. Like I was very secluded, I was very isolated, and I personally have the tendency where whenever something tragic happens in my life, I tend to just isolate, and I push the people that care about me the most just away, just because I don't want my energy to transfer onto them. Right. I don't like pity either, and so like in my mind, which I know this isn't the case, but in my mind, it's like I don't want to be a bother to anybody, and I don't want people to feel like they have to dial down their happy spirits and their energy to match mine, because like I don't want that. So in my mind, which I know this isn't true, but like it's just better for me to just give myself time,
take a me day. Those days I call Galveston days. So because I spent so much time on the island growing up, and like that's where I feel connected and close to my dad. If I'm having an off day, I will drive myself down to the island, and I'll like go sit at the beach, or I'll go ride the ferry, or I'll just go walk the strand or something where I can smell the salt air and hear the seagulls, and I can just feel close. Like it's kind of like a hug, and like that's for me like a healthy healing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what I love most about that is that you're getting outside. You're not sulking indoors in the darkness. Like you're outside, and like you said, just breathing the fresh air and the salt air and stuff like that. That sounds nice. That sounds like so rejuvenating.
I'm like Moana, the water calls me. Like I have days where I'm just like I'm just gotta go. Like I feel pulled. I have to go.
Yeah, that's really good. I really like that. Because I am definitely the type of person where I want to lay down.
Yeah.
And I know that the sun is important for me, like especially when you're in a depressive state. I mean, it's scientifically proven that's what you're supposed to do.
Go outside and lay down.
Touch grass.
Go ground in the grass.
Yes, like, oh, that's a good reminder. That's a very good reminder. Man, yeah, that's good. I love that you do that.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I'm drinking a soda. I just burped.
We're raw here.
Yeah, I feel like I have those days like once a month too. Like I just have to go.
I mean, that's good in general.
Yeah.
I mean, so we live in South Houston, pretty close to Galveston. So if you're not familiar with our area, we're very close to Galveston. So
25, 30 minutes.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
Depending on traffic. So it's very nice. It's very convenient.
Spoiled.
For sure. Absolutely. But so what advice would you give to someone that recently lost a loved one or a friend of theirs or something, and they're trying to find like a new rhythm or a new normal, if you have any advice?
Man, I think definitely taking space to recognize the emotions and feelings and whatever you're going through, and like whatever day. For me, something that was really healing was just not pretending. So I used to call my dad all the time, and I would call my grandmother all of the time. And I would, give him a call on my way home from work, or on my way home from the gym, or on the way home from the grocery store. And I feel like something for me, I still not like pretend I'm on the phone with them, but like when I'm driving home, I'm like, do like a little check-in and just kind of like, this is what's going on in my life, and just still kind of having space for me to feel like they're still looking down on me, and they're still checking in, and they are proud of me, and they see, that I don't know. I don't know how to explain that, but
I know what you mean.
So that's something that I do, and also like celebrating their life still. So like their birthdays,
so
like
important.
going to, even if it's just like having a cake at home for them, like baking them a birthday cake, and just like still having time for them in that way, and just keep their memories alive, and like talking about them and sharing, funny stories and this.
Oh yeah.
Whatever happened. I also feel like journaling was really helpful.
I've been journaling so much, and it is the most, I can't even explain it. It's the most freeing thing.
It's so freeing.
I've never done that until recently.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I'm so glad I started.
Yes, I love journaling. And it's like, there's no rhyme or reason. Like, you just like sit and you're just let the words just come out, and a lot of times I don't even read it. I just like close it, and
it's the most sloppy handwriting too that I do.
Happening.
So like I had started titling it Letters to Jesus.
Oh.
And so like I'll just, whatever is on my heart, whatever on my mind in that moment, whether it's like over something that I'm grieving over or whatever, it's the most sloppy thing in the world. And then I just, as soon as I'm gonna just turn the page and be done. Yeah, it's over.
No,
but it's so freeing, and I feel better after, because there are just some things that, I mean, I know like you guys are obviously there for me, but there are some things that you don't necessarily feel like you need to reach out to people over. You know what I mean? Like you have to like cope over things by yourself sometimes. And that's whenever I discovered the journaling thing. I was like, man, this is
the way.
It really is so therapeutic. Like it's so nice. But like a couple days ago, I was actually on my way home from work, and I was like, I haven't heard from my grandma in a while. And I called her, and my grandpa disconnected her phone. But like it took hearing that beep, 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 beep thing and it broke me. I'm like, so it shattered me.
I'm wondering, is there like a timeline for when you're supposed to take these people off of your favorites?
No, absolutely not.
My dad's phone number is still here on my favorites, and my grandma, and I just...
No.
I don't know. They're just gonna stay there.
I just
forever.
Yeah, no, I still have my grandma on my favorites. Like, no, and I mean, mine's a lot more fresher than yours, but like, no, I don't think so. I mean, I think that's another reminder. Like, they were obviously your favorite people.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like the people you would call on the most. So no, I think that's a beautiful reminder.
Yeah,
to keep that.
There.
Yeah, and they can stay there for as long as they need. But I was recently going through my voicemails too. I was trying to actually find one. Yeah, I was trying to find one from like our insurance company or something like that they had left. And I ended up coming across one that had Mammy, or that's what I call my grandma. And I was like, I wonder what this was. It was like from a couple months ago.
Oh, yeah,
and
it's just nonsense.
It's nonsense.
Yeah.
She goes, "Hi, Em, this is Mammy." Like, just like doing her normal check-in.
Yep. I have so many saved voicemails on my phone from my grandmother.
Yes, and I'm like, all I could do was just like kind of laugh at myself, you know.
I like it. So she used to do this thing where she would say like, "Oh, it's Tuesday at 4:37," and I'm like, I can tell that it's Tuesday.
Yeah,
I know. Well, phones didn't used to be digital.
No, they did not.
So, but I just thought it was so sweet. All of her voicemails start that way.
Yes.
She's like, "Oh, it's Granny. It's Tuesday." And I'm like, okay.
I love that. I love that so much. See, it's those things. Like, our grandparents are so precious. I think there's no type of love that matches that. I don't think. Like, it's a different type of love. But
what are Christmas traditions that you guys have?
Oh man, so our traditions go back all the way from, I think, when my mom was a kid.
Oh my gosh.
So we have this. So like, we get together at like 6 or 6:30 at night, Christmas Day, and we'll have dinner. And so Thanksgiving was like my grandma's year to cook. Like, that was her time to cook. So Christmas has been like finger foods, like sandwiches, hot dogs, things like just snack type foods. But like she would still have a ham and things like that. But you know, as far as like a big meal, we never did that. But our dinner would be at 6:30. No sooner, no later, at 6:30. And so if you're late, you're late. You know, that's when we're eating. So then after that, we would just eat, and then we would all just kind of visit for a while. And we do this thing called a Santa walk. And so it's when like all of us, except for my grandparents, they would stay back, but all the kids, everyone would go walk a lap around the neighborhood, walk the block, singing Christmas carols.
Oh,
and as like loud as obnoxious as we possibly could. And we still do this, but so while we're on the walk, my grandparents would get all the presents ready and pull them all out for everybody, all their stockings and things like that.
Oh,
and so when we would come back, and there would be like little hidden gems of where Santa was for like the little ones. And so like she would get like these cotton balls and like pull them apart to make it look like it was from his Santa suit or something, and like leave little hints of where Santa was in the house and stuff. So when we come back, we had all these presents, like everything was like out in the open for us and everything. And so then we would open up presents. After that, we would take all the wrapping paper and just have like these wrapping paper ball fights. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
I feel like I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, like it's supposed to be a time to clean up, but no. when you're a girl that's mainly in a family of all men and competitive men at that, it's war. So
that would be so much fun.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But that's pretty much that. And we do Christmas Eve service too. But so we all used to go to the same church, and then we just all kind of went our separate ways as we all got older. But this year we're going to my grandpa's church, and we're going to be doing that with him. So that'll be nice, I think. That'll be good for him. So he didn't want to do that alone, obviously. So I was like, duh, we'll be there. Don't worry.
That's so sweet.
So yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be very different, but I'm looking forward to it. And I don't know who's all coming, but we have people from out of state that are coming. So it's just going to be nice. I'm really manifesting the positive.
Oh yeah,
the good
it
energy.
really is. It's gonna be very, very sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any like new traditions that you've started?
No, I would like to get back to seeing Christmas lights though, because like when I was a kid, we would always go to Green Tea in Pearland. And this neighborhood in Pearland, they have like amazing houses, and I don't know what it's like now.
It's not near as
near as big.
I feel like the families there are like much older, and they aren't able to put all of the energy into like doing it. They do still have a lot of really great houses, but it's not like the full neighborhood like it used to be. I like going to River Oaks for that's a drive. That's a full
it's a drive.
But I feel like it's worth it. But we just went to the Festival of Lights in Dickinson, and it's free. Yeah. And you just like go, and it's like a walk in the park, and it has it's so cute. We took the kids last night.
They always do such a good job out there too.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice.
But we used to go to Green Tea whenever it was like big and happening, and there was Starbucks across the street, or kind of across the street, and so we would all get hot chocolate with marshmallows and stuff,
and then
go. Yeah, we would all get in the bed of the truck.
Yes.
And
oh my gosh,
do that.
That's
so I would love
allowed
to bring that
drive or ride in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I'd like to do again.
Yeah. One thing that I started when I had kids was, instead of doing a Christmas breakfast, we do powdered donuts.
Cute.
It's like the only time of year that I buy powdered donuts, but I buy like 10 bags, and they're just all out while we're opening up presents and like going through what Santa brought. Everyone's just like grabbing powdered donuts, and I think by the end of the day, we have crushed all of the bags.
That's awesome.
It's wild, but also like the only time of year that we get powdered donuts. But I just feel like that it's fun, and my kids like really look forward to it.
Yeah, and it's the holidays. Like there's no such thing as dieting on the holidays.
Yeah, no,
so there's no shame.
Don't count.
They don't count. No. Yeah, this entire week at work, it's been like so many Christmas parties, so much junk food, and I'm like, you know what? I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah,
it's just a couple days out of the year.
Yeah,
it's fine.
No, it's okay.
It's fine. And plus, my grandma, she was a big sweetie. Like she loved sugar. Anything with sugar involved, right up her alley. So gotta honor that.
Yeah.
I'm not a sweet eater for myself. Like I'm not a big sweet person, but I'll eat some sweets right now.
I must like salty savories, like as long as it has like chocolate covered pretzels. That's my jam.
I do like those.
But like cake, that's okay. But I want like that sweet and salty.
Yeah.
So
I can definitely relate on that.
I'm so sad.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys, again, for the dogs. I have a microphone, so hopefully it's able to kind of tune it all out, but they're a little wild right now with the house guests being here. Do you have anything else you want to share as far as advice goes for the losses? It's kind of crazy, though, because like just this morning at church, the topic was on loss. And, well, the topic was God is with us, like... through all the losses and everything, and so it's kind of cool that we're recording this the same day that was our service, and but it was really neat. So like everyone brought a picture of the people that they family members that they lost, and the little candle for them, and then put it on their Christmas tree at the church, and it was so beautiful. I'm bawling my eyes out and everything. Like there was not a single dry eye in the church today. But it was just an absolutely beautiful moment. And I was like, this is honestly what it's about. Like not forgetting, remembering, like just the good times. Like all the pictures were like just these happy memories. Yeah. I'm like, that's what we need to keep in mind. Yes. Not the sad times, because the sad times are only temporary. Yeah. But it's, I don't know, it was just so beautiful.
The timing, though. The timing of that service.
I know. I'm like, it's crazy how it works. It's absolutely wild how it works. But Well, there's nothing else.
Thank you
I'm going
for
to share.
having me.
You're welcome. I'm actually going to share a verse that was my grandma's verse. It was one that she shared like moments before she passed away. She had my grandpa, or not my grandpa, she had my uncle read it. And it was actually, let me start this over. So a couple days before she passed away, she wanted my uncle to read this. And then as we're all gathered around her bed, she, all she wanted was to have scripture read before she passed. And so that's what we were doing. And I told my uncle, I said, read that verse from Psalms again. Yeah. And he goes, okay. And he knew exactly which one I was talking about. And after we read the verse was whenever she passed away, like the moment after that. And so this has been like my life forever, my life's verse. I actually have it titled as Mammy's prayer and the date she died. I know. But so it's Psalms 27, and it says, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked advance against me to devour me, it is my enemies and my foes who will stumble and fall. Though an army besiege me, my heart will not fear. Though war break out against me, even then I will be confident. One thing I ask from you, Lord, this only do I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze on the beauty of the Lord and to seek him in his temple. For in the day of trouble, he will keep me safe in his dwelling. He will hide me in the shelter of his sacred tent and set me high upon a rock. Then my head will be exalted above the enemies who surround me. At his sacred tent, I will sacrifice with shouts of joy. I will sing and make music to the Lord. And that has been my go-to. Yeah. Because it's just a beautiful reminder that even through all the trials and tribulations that we go through with loss and just the gravity that it has on us, like whenever I read that part of he is our sacred tent and he will hide us, or he will hold us high upon a rock, like
so good.
It's so true. Yeah. It's so true.
Like protected.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's honestly where our joy can still come from. So I don't know. It's a beautiful thing whenever you have hope still through the darkness. So, but we'll go ahead and wrap it up on here. This is Kelly, in case y'all missed that at the beginning. But yeah, don't forget to be strong and take heart and be a Psalms 31 woman, and with the production of Taking Heart. Have a great day, guys.
Bye.
Bye.